Jimmy Carr has been branded rude by This Morning viewers after he continuously interrupted Chef Clodagh McKenna's cooking segment on Friday's show. The comedian, 51, was due to chat with hosts Alison, Hammond, and Dermot O'Leary, but before his segment, he watched the Irish chef and author in the kitchen and couldn't help make a series of quips. As Clodagh tended to a chicken carcass, she recommended viewers to set in a saucepan. As she introduced 3 ways of cooking one single chicken, Jimmy interjected, "What? Have you not got a bin?" Smiling, Clodagh kept her composure as she tried to get on with her segment, but Jimmy's interruptions continued. "Pop it in the bin. It's gone. The chicken is gone," he insisted, speaking over Clodagh. Jimmy proceeded to mock the chef and talk over her as she boasted the flavor of a chicken broth she'd made. He jibed, "Wait until she finds out about stock cubes." After she had finished cooking, Jimmy joined Alison and Dermot as they tasted the vegetable and chicken dish. But the comedian took his quips to another level as he criticized Clodagh's dish by suggesting it lacked chicken. Clodagh put on a polite grin following the comment as Dermot wrapped an arm around the TV chef to comfort her and said, "It's hard work when you're being heckled by one of the UK's comedians." Clodagh took to Instagram after the show and posed for a sweet selfie with Alison and Dermot, but no surprise, Jimmy was missing. Fans quickly took to the comments to say Clodagh was amazing despite the rude interference throughout her segment. "Well done on biting your tongue with the rudeness of Jimmy Carr," and the hosts clearly were mortified. "You were amazing, Clodagh, under extreme interference. Jimmy Carr was incredibly rude to you," and Dermot and Alison clearly felt awkward. "It's such a shame that the producers didn't get them to remove him from there or at least point out he was being rude and ruining your item. Jimmy Carr was funny, wasn't he? Not. Felt so sorry for you. Jimmy Carr was just rude and not at all funny. Jimmy Carr was so rude to you. See, you were fab. Thank you so much." It is not the first time Jimmy has come under fire. Last year, the comedian was branded painfully unfunny by viewers after he shared a selection of his controversial jokes from his Netflix show to plug his U.S. tour. The comedian took to X, formerly known as Twitter, over the weekend to share a reel of the time I tried to tell a 9/11 joke to a room full of Americans ahead of his tour in the States. Terribly funny. In the clip, Jimmy compared the 2001 New York terror attacks, which saw nearly 3,000 people lose their lives, to the moment Zayn Malik left One Direction in 2015. He said in the show, "A Netflix is a joke festival. What I'm saying on stage tonight is barely acceptable now. In 10 years' time, F. King, forget about it." Now you might think this is silly, but it's absolutely true. When Zayn left One Direction, for me, it was like 9/11. I didn't care about that either. I was actually supposed to be on one of the planes on 9/11. But the more interesting story is how I met Osama. I can see there's a real generational divide. Some people are looking at me like, 9/11 steady on, and other people are looking at me like, don't take their name in vain. Other jokes in the 3-minute clip included asking if anyone was in a controlling relationship and one-liners about paying for sex. But the jokes fell flat for those watching the clip too, with viewers branding the segment cringe and trying too hard to be edgy. One wrote, "God, that was so bad, and he fell off so bad. What is this?" "The joke were so bad," said another. "These were so cringe. This is like if an edgy 14-year-old redditor tried stand-up, and a lot of these jokes are him trying so hard to be edgy that it becomes unfunny." The joke sparked controversy when the Netflix show aired back in 2021.